It all begins with the girl everyone can't help but stare at when she walks into class. Hiroi-san. She's basically the school's golden girl. And for one particular boy, it's instant infatuation. The feelings become too much to handle. His chest pounds every time he sees her, and before his rational brain can stop him, he's already sliding a handwritten love letter through the slots of her locker. The next day brings crushing reality, but not from Hiroi herself. Instead, her friend approaches him with the kind of expression that screams bad news, pinching his letter between two fingers like it's contaminated. She coldly explains that Hiroi feels uncomfortable with this whole situation. He sits alone in the empty classroom, drowning in embarrassment. He keeps telling himself he saw this coming from a mile away. I mean, she's Hiroi-san, the girl everyone worships from afar. Meanwhile, he's barely a blip on anyone's radar, warming the bench on the baseball team. Did he seriously think someone like her would even know his name? But knowing something and feeling it are two completely different things, and this rejection stings like hell. That's when he spots her through the window, laughing with her usual crowd of friends. His face twists with pain just watching her. Her name keeps repeating in his head like a broken record. Suddenly, her friend's notebook hits his head, calling his name, and tells him not to look at her friend with this creepy face. She wants to know why he won't just give up already. Didn't the rejection make things clear enough? A loser like him with zero riz has no chance at all. The boy Tsunaki can barely mumble that he gets it, addressing the girl by her name. Ichizono. Desperate to escape this nightmare, Tsunaki stuffs his belongings into his bag and makes a beeline for the exit. He tells her not to worry, he won't bother Hiroi-san again. Ichizono just watches silently as he shuffles toward the door. Then she suddenly calls after him. She tears apart his whole approach, saying a love letter was way too girly. If he actually wanted to impress a girl, he should have gone big, at least grab and hug her from behind like a real man. Tsunaki looks stunned, asking if she wants to get him in jail or something. Besides, he put a lot of effort into writing that letter. But then Ichizono delivers the killing blow. Hiroi never bothered reading it in the first place. The point is that he's completely out of consideration. Maybe accepting that he's like this will help him finally move forward. Broken, he says that she's right, but what was so bad about him? Instead of comforting him by lying, she launches into a brutal inventory of everything wrong with him. His shitty hair, his terrible fashion sense, his lack of height. She complains about his repetitive stories, his awful grades, his disaster of a desk, the way he gets too loud around his buddies, how awkward he becomes near girls, even his chopstick technique. Nothing escapes her critique. The list seems never-ending, and poor Tsunaki just stands there like a deer in headlights. Finally, Ichizono pauses, as if she momentarily forgot what sparked this whole rant. She forces an uncomfortable smile and says it makes perfect sense that someone like him got rejected. So really, there's nothing to stress about. But Tsunaki reaches his breaking point. He explodes with pent-up frustration, screaming, why does she have to go this far? Ichizono seems genuinely surprised. She insists she was actually trying to make him feel better, then tacks explosive temper onto the list. She only got involved because she felt partially responsible for this mess. Tsunaki forces himself to calm down. He accepts that she didn't even bother to read his letter. But with tears threatening to spill, he explains what's really eating at him. Hiroi didn't have to send her friend to dump him, if it had to end badly anyway. He wishes she would have done it properly. Ichizono, clearly irritated by his tears again, suddenly gets this look in her eyes. If he's really that frustrated, then he needs to rise above Hiroi completely. She points at him with renewed intensity. He has to make Hiroi regret turning him down. The mission is crystal clear. Make her wish she'd said yes to that letter. But Tsunaki looks absolutely clueless. How exactly is he supposed to pull that off? This pisses her off and throws the can in the bin, while leaving saying, why should she go that far for an idiot like him? After all, he is part of the baseball team. Hiroi has a thing for athletic guys, so if Tsunaki wants any shot, he needs to grind hard and showcase his talents during actual games. But he immediately starts making excuses, reminding her that he's just a bench decoration, and putting in that kind of effort purely for revenge is kinda. But she cuts him off, more pissed at him, saying that he should spend his whole life like a loser then. She doesn't care. Then she drops another devastating truth. Hiroi was never genuine with him to begin with, and as she spins around to leave, she delivers one final blow. Someone as gutless as you doesn't even deserve a proper rejection. Those words slice right through him, and in that crushing moment, he finally sees how pathetic he's been this whole time. From that day on, something fundamental shifts inside Tsunaki. He attacks training with an intensity that leaves everyone speechless. His teammates exchange bewildered glances. They whisper among themselves, trying to figure out what transformed the guy who used to be so hopeless. But one of them nails it. It's almost as if He has someone he wants to get revenge on. He practices so relentlessly that he demolishes every spare ball the team has stockpiled. Even the coach finally takes notice of the quiet kid who used to blend into the background. Tsunaki refuses to quit. Rain or shine, doesn't matter. He runs until his lungs burn. He trains until his muscles scream. He pushes past every limit. His teammates begin looking at him with genuine respect, even though they wonder how long he can maintain this insane pace. But the grueling work begins to show result. During games, he starts making plays that leave crowds gasping. His teammates now consider him a legitimate game changer. Some joke that he's finally taking their advice seriously. And through it all, someone has been keeping watch. Concealed behind the chain-link fence, Ichizano silently witnesses his complete transformation. Then arrives the championship game. Tsunaki approaches home plate, and with every ounce of strength he's built up, he takes his swing. It's absolutely perfect. The entire stadium explodes in the bleachers. Hiroi leaps to her feet in pure amazement. Next to her, Ichizano stares in complete disbelief at what she's witnessing. That hit doesn't just look good, it seals their victory. His teammates mob him, hoisting him up like a conquering hero. The team captain roars about their bright future, already plotting revenge against last year's rivals. Tsunaki grins and thanks everyone around him, but deep inside he knows his real target was never the opposing team. Later, Ichizano approaches him with something in her hand. Wearing a knowing smile, she extends an envelope toward him. "Here," she announces. "From Hiroi." Tsunaki's heart stops, she clarifies. "It's more like a fan letter than a love letter, though." Then she smirks. "So? Feeling satisfied yet?" she asks, while he remains speechless. "What are you gonna do?" "If you want me to, I will take your rejection to her. There are a lot of girls who like you now anyway." But Tsunaki looks genuinely confused. He smirks again, explaining that thanks to his hard work, he's finally in the position to pick who he wants, and calls him Mr. Riz. He tilts his head, explaining that chasing fame was never his real motivation. Ichizano laughs, knowingly patting his chest. "Right," she says. "You can't fool me." She recognized it from day one. His true driving force was always revenge. Reading his expression, she prepares to walk away, but before leaving, she advises him to wait a few days before making any rash moves. He deserves that, at least. With one parting glance, she reminds him, "But don't ever convey your reply with a letter. Like I told you last time, act like a man and—" Suddenly, Tsunaki slides his arms around her from behind. Ichizano goes rigid, eyes going wide, face turning crimson. "You idiot," she stammers. "You got the wrong person." But he doesn't release her. He leans close and says, "No, the only person I always wanted to get revenge on was you." Ichizano's blush deepens even more, telling him to let her go. But he refuses. He won't let her go until she admits how cool he is. She insists he stop missing and let her go, but he still refuses. Their faces hover inches apart, practically touching. Then she turns her head and plants a soft kiss on his lips. Why? Because if he didn't loosen his grip, she couldn't turn and kiss him. The shock makes him release his grip slowly, while Ichizano announces that she just lost a friend. She then steps back and grins triumphantly, and delivers one last tease. "A real man," she says, "never lets a girl kiss him first."